So we discussed so far the consumer buying models. As you saw, we have marketing stimuli in the beginning, which are linked with marketing piece, then some other factors starting with economic, technological, etc. Then we have the buyer black box, and finally the way how consumers make decisions based on what products, amount of money, when to buy, etc. And now we are going to look the consumer buying decision. So what is the process that a consumer goes till the post-purchase phase? Usually there are 5 phases. In order a purchase to occur, first it has to be need recognitions. So we as consumers, we realize that we have a need for something, whether it be food, transport, drink, education, holiday, etc. So we realize that there is a need. And when there is a need, for example, for food, inside of us, there are some tension. And since there are some tension, we want to satisfy that need. And in order to satisfy the need, we look for information. Information search means we assess various products. So let's suppose we need food. Now it's the morning, we are outside somewhere, and we have to find out what food to eat, whether it be pizza, toast, or going to a fancy restaurant, etc. So we look on information search. And then information search means we look at who can satisfy our need. And then we find some alternatives, and we try to evaluate such alternatives. While evaluating such alternatives, there are many factors. For example, since you are students, and if I have given you 15 minutes break and you have to eat something, you wouldn't go to a restaurant and sit and wait for your food 30 minutes, etc. So you will look at alternative, and there would be some factors that would help you make the decision. Here, the factor time would exclude going to a restaurant, and then maybe the buying power. Let's say today you have spent all your money, and only few runners have left in your pocket. Then you might go to get a burek with yogurt, etc. So this is the third phase, which is called evaluation of alternatives, and then you do purchase decision. You select the best value for you, and then we have the post-purchase behavior. Here we look because we have expectation for certain products, for certain selection, and then we see whether the consumption is equalized with our expectations. And the phases here, you have in more details, need recognitions. But now the idea is, do companies create needs artificially?
Yes.
Do they make you buy things that you didn't intend to buy?
Of course.
Yes.
Yes.
That's business.
Has it happened to you, for example, before entering a market, let's suppose, and you plan to buy just 2 items? You enter there, and you get out with 10 items. My question is, has it happened to you if you plan to buy just 1 item and to get out of supermarket only with that 1 item? What do you think?
I think it depends on your budget.
On a budget?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What about females in here? For example, since they are known for buying a lot of shoes, right? Just an example. So let's say at your home you have 10 pairs of shoes and you see a fancy, nice promotion, an endorsement, a famous person promoting some shoes, even though you don't need to wear 10 pair of shoes, but when you see a nice and fancy promotion, see, wow, I need to have such shoes.
We always need shoes.
You always need shoes, right?
Yes.
Mhm. Okay. Then you have information search. We discuss it. Source of information. Evaluate alternatives as a next phase. And finally, we had post-purchase behavior. And now, so post-purchase behavior, now consumer satisfaction is linked with their expectation and perceived product performance. So now, consumers can be satisfied, dissatisfied, or delighted. When the consumers is dissatisfied, so we have expectation for certain products, and when we buy it and consume it, and we see that, wow, the product or service was not worth of that money, the product or service didn't deliver what it promised. And in that case, we have dissatisfaction. And what happens with us? And next time, when we have need for such products, such product groups, we might look to shift to other providers, etc., etc. And then, if performance meets expectations, so it meets, then we say we have satisfaction, and which is very rare that when performance exceeds expectations. So in our life, we usually say, well, I bought something, but I did not expect to be such a good product. So this happens very rare. And now, who creates expectations? Now, do you think it is good for a company to increase their expectations? So if they increase their expectations, yes.
No, it is not good to raise their expectations because they will estimate a higher income, and then they will see that they didn't get that much income that they wanted, and like their plans wouldn't work out.
But it's better for selling. Like more people will want to buy it.
Yeah. So if such companies focus on just only on transaction, just they want to sell it, and if they don't want to build longer relationship. So and if you are tricked by such companies, such products, I don't think that you would visit them next time, right?
Yes.
Unless you have
Well,
no choice.
That's why the companies also have customer services, because like they want to, as you mentioned, like a lesson before, I think the companies want to retain their customers. So if the company has loyal customers, then after, for example, if you got a phone and after your phone broke down, like you would still get a phone from the company that you bought earlier, if you are happy with them.
Okay. And on the other hand, if a company doesn't raise expectations, then it will be difficult for her to be in the market, right? Because they don't promise and they can't convince consumers to get product. So you see, two extremes are difficult for the company. So a company should deliver what it promises to deliver, right? Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
marketing still does its job on hyping up the product.
So everything is marketing, right? You know Peter Drucker is a management guru. Yes? Say yes. Go on.
We don't know him.
No.
You've mentioned him, I think.
Yeah, he's a management guru, the one who invented marketing. Okay. He says that business or businesses has two functions. One is marketing and the other one is innovation. Okay, so it's not finance, accounting, etc. It's everything related with marketing and innovation, right? If you innovate as a company, then you will succeed. Innovation needs to go on and on. So you as a company, you need to innovate every time, not just once, right? But every time. Okay, here you have an activity. Okay, marketers. So here we have the final thoughts, 5 minutes. And so it is about new product adoption stages. So how products are adopted by consumers. So you see the first stage is awareness, when consumers become aware of new product. And after a while, they might show interest about the product. And showing interest means they try to look for more information about the product. And then they have evaluation, decide what product to buy, what service to get, etc. And then they have trial, they try the product, and finally they have adoption stage. And now, based on adopter categories, adoption stage, based on some calculation, there are consumers that are innovators. So you can see in real life that some consumers want to be the first to try the product. Usually it's 2.5% of buyers. And what characterizes such people, such consumers? They want to take risks, venture sums, they try to new ideas, and usually they want to be different from the group. So, and then we have early adopters, 13.5%, and they are opinion leaders in their communities. They have influence in their communities. They are open to get new ideas. And then we have early majority, so about 34% of consumers. They adopt new ideas, new products before the average person. Then you have late majority, which are skeptical. They don't want to take a lot of risks, right? They adopt an innovation when they see that majority of consumers have bought the product. And finally, you have laggards. They are suspicious of changes and adopt innovations. And you can see such people even in restaurants, in supermarkets. You see at any corner, you see people that get products, they analyze them a lot, they read their ingredients, and at the end they decide whether to get. And now, on this group, as you can see on table, which group are mostly chased by companies? What do you think? Innovators, early adopters?
I think companies are in the late majority, like the bigger the company, like they don't want to risk the money.
I think the early majority.
Early adopters, early majority. I think companies, if you saw the slide, usually look for early adopters because those are like opinion leaders, right? And those might serve as word of mouth. So they would help companies promote the products, etc. So generally, this is called, these are categories of adoption. Okay, so we have come at the end. And now, if you have any question for me, please